Hello and welcome to another CloudGDS training video. In this video we're going to talk about how the registration process works, or basically signing up to use the web app that we've come up with. So if you go to the cloudgds.com webpage, you'll see this, and it's pretty straightforward. You can enter your email address and check this "I'm not a robot" box, and this is basically to keep the spammers away. And that's always a good thing. So let's say that I am a new user and I've never used the CloudGDS before. So I have to sign up, and then I have to click "I'm a robot." And this is actually a Google tool that checks to make sure I'm a real person kind of interacting with the web page. And then I click "Sign Me Up." Now it's going to send me an email with a link to it to confirm basically that I'm who I say I am. You know, if I put someone else's email address in, we don't want to start doing that and giving someone else access if they don't want it. So this is just a way of confirming that you want to do what you're doing. So now I'll check my email. I'll notice there is a new email from GDS Estimating Admin. It's a registration link for CloudGDS. And you can read this through later, but basically you just have to click this link. If that link doesn't work, you can copy and paste this URL here into your browser, and it'll take you to the same place. So this is basically the second step if you're new to signing up for CloudGDS. And at this point, we need to enter a password. So make up a password that you remember and confirm it right here. And then there's some terms of use down here that you need to look at. So we encourage you to read through this just to know what the risks are, I guess, what you're getting, the fact that you know, this is a web-based program with all the data stored on a server. Obviously, we back up the server. We try and make sure that it's always working. We fix it if anything's wrong, that kind of thing. But we can't guarantee that it's going to be up 100% of the time, things like that. So if you read through that, it'll give you a great idea of what's going on with the conditions of use. So you have to click "I agree" at the bottom, and then it lets you click the register button. So once we click register, basically it's created your account, and now it's giving you a chance to log in. Now back on the page where I said "I'm not a robot," if for some reason the logic behind this little tool needs more confirmation that you're actually a human and not some spam bot, then it might ask you to look at an image and type in some letters that you see and things like that. It's pretty common for web pages to do things like that. So be aware that if it doesn't get you right into where you enter your password, then you might be asked to decipher a little picture or some characters on the screen. So it's pretty straightforward, but continue on once you do that, and you should be able to enter your password. Now it's giving me a chance to log into the actual program. I'm going to type in the password that I assigned before, and I'm going to log in. Now, this is like the home screen. This is where your jobs would be listed, whatever jobs you have. And again, CloudGDS right now, it's our first initial release of it. And it's essentially a cut list program. So it's an easy cut list program. There's other videos on what that part of it does. And once you get to here, you're all logged in and your account's created. So watch some of the other videos to kind of learn about what the program itself does. And you'll notice right here, it says 30 days left. So that tells me that I'm in a trial use mode. Now, if I'm part of a company that owns a few licenses to the software, and I entered that email address as my email address, but maybe we here at GDS don't have, you know, your particular email address. We might have the administrators or the IT guys, or, you know, the manager's email address in our system. So if you are, let's say you have one license to the software, and you enter your email address, and your email address is in our system. And if you're already a GDS customer and you have a license that's active, you use the WinBid Pro software, you have been for years, as long as that email address that you use when you sign up for the cloud software is the same as the one that you've been giving us when you buy your renewals and things like that, then our system will find your email address. It will see your license that you already have in WinBid Pro, even in the old V14 program, all that. It's one license that works for everything. So that's kind of always the way we've operated, and we're still going to work that way. So if you already have a license for WinBid Pro, that license will apply to this cloud software as well. And it's all linked by the email address. So if for some reason you see 30 days left, there's two things. It could either be that your license is almost going to expire, which may be a coincidence, or it's giving you a trial period because it thinks you're a new user and it can't find your email address in our system. So there's a couple things you can do. Obviously, you can renew your software and get your yearly renewal extended. And the next thing you could do is, if it's a corporate account with multiple users, you need to have the main contact at your company, the person who calls GDS and orders the software, pays for it, and gives us their information. That main person needs to add you as basically a user to the software. So let me show you how that works. And here's this little icon is your user icon up at the top right. You can click My Info, and that's gonna, since it didn't ask for the first name, last name before, I'm gonna say, I'm John Smith, and the company is XYZ. So I'm going to enter that information here. I think in the future we may make it so that it asks you your name and address. I'm sorry, your first name, last name when you go to sign up, and then later you can add your company name and things like that. But this will also tell me some other things, like here's my email address I'm using for the account, and I can actually use a different account. That's the part that, if you're administrator or your main person that buys the software, if you're a company that has multiple licenses, they need to grant you use to the cloud software, and then you need to go and click on use a different account, and that's going to go pick up the account from the corporate. So that if your email address wasn't the one that was listed as the main address, this is how you're telling the software, okay, since you don't see me, let's have my main guy assign me access to the program, and then I'll basically accept it by saying I want to use this main guy's account. So a little confusing, but let me go through that. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to log in as if I'm the main guy. So I'm going to go to CloudGDS. It's going to take me to the page, and let's pretend like I'm the admin guy in your company. And remember, if you have one license for your company and you're the main person, you don't have to worry about any of this. You're already going to have your license. It's going to find it. You're going to not have to worry. So, and you could actually see what your license is by, I'm jumping around a little bit, going back to your user account icon here and clicking license. And right here, it would tell you when your license expires and your account email address. So since I'm not it didn't find me in the system, it's saying that I have a trial license right now. So you'll see how this changes once we go back here. So I'm going to sign in as the manager of the company, and then it is going to bring me into our list of people and everything. But now I'm going to basically be in the software, and if you wouldn't see that list if you were an actual if you're a regular company. So all right, it should be showing me some jobs here. Let's see. Well, the jobs thing isn't important at this point. Let's go into the My Info. This is where the manager of the company is going, or the person that's in charge of your licenses for GDS, he's going to have to grant you access. So this is where me, as that person, would grant access to the other account that we just created. So I'm going to say, I want to grant access to another user. This is for John Smith. So I know John Smith's email address is such and such. And then I'm going to add that person as a grant access, basically, to that person as a user. So I've done that. It's showing down here, and it's showing in red because it's pending. So I've granted access to that person, but now that person has to go in and accept the access, basically. So let's close that. That'll take me back to, it would be normally the jobs window. So now I'm going to go back to my account is John Smith. Here's my info just so that you know I'm still logged in as John Smith. Now this is where I'm not going to actually grant access to anybody. I am actually going to use a different account. So if I keep using this one right here, it's going to be a trial account, and it's going to expire in 30 days. So I want to actually accept the access or use the access that was granted to me. And it shows up automatically because it's basically linked this email address with the one from the manager. So I'm going to click Use here. And now I can say Done. And now when I close this, you'll notice it doesn't say 30 days left anymore. And you'll notice I've got some jobs. So as soon as I was granted access to that main account for the company, I've got access to the jobs for that company. So you'll notice that there's even a little lock here. And this lock means that this person, the main guy, is using this job. So if I try and click on that job, I'm going to see a message. This says another user, which is the manager, is using this job. I can look at it, but it's going to be read-only, or I can take control of it. So if I take edit lock, if I take the edit lock, it's going to basically kick the other person off the job and not let them work on it anymore. So you have the option, but you're basically warned, and you have a decision as far as what you'd like to do. So if I hit read only, I can just look over this job. I can probably print a cut list, but I can't optimize and things like that. So now I can go back to the list of jobs, and it warns me up here that this is read only. No changes will be saved. So these are basically some of the multi-user kind of functionality things in the CloudGDS program. And this is what you can be aware of if your company has multiple accounts for GDS software. And that's how basically you can go from being a trial user because it didn't find your email address to being a user under your account and now having access to what your account as a whole has worked on. So that's pretty much it. That's how simple it is really to get into the CloudGDS system. And don't forget to watch some of those other videos that cover the functionality of this cloud program. So thanks very much.